A man knocks on your door. You don't recognize him, but he assures you that you're old friends. You allow him into your house to chat. He offers you a job. Nothing big, really, just a simple thing. The job is to watch over his mentally unstable niece. But it won't be for long. You wouldn't be there for more than 5 days, he imagines. Being a little down on your luck, you go, yeah, sure, okay, fair enough, and accept the job. However, when you reach the isolated location of the home in the middle of the water, not only are you surprised by the total lack of civilization, but you can't swim, leaving you completely vulnerable to the home. And worse than that, once inside the home, the caveat is revealed. You are a prisoner. This is the plot for the debut film of Damian McCarthy, Caveat, which is available now on Shudder. This film went a lot of different places and spooked me from the very beginning. It has a really great way of keeping your heart rate at like a stable, sporadic level, even when seemingly nothing is going on. Visually, the movie is mesmerizing. The story feels new and fresh, but also familiar in a way that might be a reach, but hell, I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So buckle up and let's take a stab at Caveat. Our movie opens as described in the introduction, with a drifter named Isaac who doesn't remember the stranger at his door named Barrett. But Barrett tells him that they actually are old friends, which is later revealed in the movie that Isaac doesn't think he'd be friends with someone like that. Not a very nice guy. He asks Isaac to do a job for him that will pay $500 a day for 5 days. Can't imagine it'd be more than 5 days. That job is to watch his grown niece, Olga. She is a woman whose father committed suicide and whose mother is missing. She suffers from mental illness and remains isolated in the family home. Isaac, desperate for cash, agrees. When Isaac and Barrett get to the location of the home, Isaac is surprised that the house is located on a remote island. When confronting Barrett about how he didn't tell Isaac that the house was located on an island, Barrett just says, yeah, I did. Barrett likes to play to the fact that Isaac suffers from memory loss. So he tends to gaslight him, it seems, and lies to him saying, yes, I did tell you that the house was on an island. But it turns out Isaac can't swim. So this just became a literal situation of life and death. To make matters worse, when getting into the house, Barrett explains that his niece is very afraid of someone attacking her in her sleep. So Isaac has to wear a literal bodysuit and chain that keeps him only to the length to be right outside her room. So he can go all over the house, but he can't seem to reach outside on the chain, and he definitely can't get into Olga's room. Isaac is like, excuse me? I'm not wearing that. You never explained that to me. Barrett very nonchalantly just states that every job has a uniform and this is yours. To which Isaac then retorts, that's not a uniform. That's a chain, and I'm not wearing it. But again, out of desperation for money, Isaac agrees to wear the leash, I guess, the chain, the suit. He agrees. The first time that Isaac meets Olga, she's having an episode. Her episodes consist of her covering her hands fully over her eyes, and she can't hear anything. And when she's in a stable frame of mind, she carries around a crossbow. Things just keep getting weirder, more eerie, scarier from there. It's unsettling to watch the only two people in the house be afraid that the other is going to kill them. This was a brilliant debut film on Damian McCarthy's part, like well played. Very well done. It was shot here in Ireland, in Cork, at the very desired Bantry House. I can't wait to see more from McCarthy. I am a lover of Irish film and stories, and I'm so excited to see what else he brings to the table. I couldn't find any articles that explained McCarthy's inspiration for Caveat, whether it was his own experiences or just wanting to compile a bunch of different horror genres into one film. But I did come up with a theory that is a stretch, as I said at the beginning of the video, but I do think that this story has some ties, some roots to a classic tale that we all know very, very well. This may be a stretch, but from the look of the home that the film is set in, it immediately brought back a memory of a film that took me 2 years to finish because it was creepy and I was a chicken shit. That film is the 1988 Czechoslovakian film Alice, which is an adaptation of Alice in Wonderland. Caveat and Alice share a lot of similarities, in my opinion. Stylistically, they breathe that same Czech New Wave style of film, a little surreal with muted color schemes. Each film has this artsy gothic look to it. The rabbit. We all know the white rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, and in Caveat, the rabbit toy from hell seems to be able to detect spiritual activity. That's just what I picked up on, since it's able to direct people in the direction of a dead body or perhaps in the direction of evil. Both rabbits bring characters to places that are unknown, curious, even forbidden in their own ways. Family trauma. Alice from the 1988 version is shown being hit when she's distracted in her studies. Even in the Disney version, Alice's imagination is her escape from a structured and strict life. In Caveat, Olga explains that her mother was mad and her father was claustrophobic. Her mother seemed to have mental issues that were very unsettling, as she essentially bullied Olga's father, even knowing his fragile state. Olga holding her hands over her eyes when she gets into one of her episodes seems like a defense mechanism she may have used as a child when witnessing her parents in a way that would have traumatized her. And if I kept going, I could be here all day. But yes, I do think that there's a shared theme. And I especially look at the woman who portrayed Olga. And I think, okay, petite, small, blondish woman kind of reminded me of a type of Alice. So this might be a stretch, but I really am confident that I see some similarities there. That's just my theory. And that's what I love about film, is that you can kind of compare it and theorize it to be a lot of different things, to mean a lot of different things. Caveat invites you to surrender your expectations as it merges many of horror's genres into one film. While it is consistently mixed with the psychological, one moment it's a type of Saw situation with Isaac being chained up. Then it's a ghost story mixed with eerie sounds and paintings falling over. Then it becomes a home invasion style story, topped off with a little bit of a zombie-ish ending. If you have not seen this film, you need to see it. It's gorgeously shot, well acted, the story is amazing and fresh, and I love how absolutely layered it is. It will definitely bring you down a rabbit hole of surprises. You see what I did there? As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you think too that there's any similarities between the Alice in Wonderland story in general and Caveat. And I'm not saying that Damian McCarthy didn't come up with an original story, because he did. I'm just saying that it's funny how even accidentally, you can pull out comparisons to things. And that just might be me delving in too deep, but I had fun doing it. And I will see you guys in a future video.